or kicking back. You know what I mean?
I love the way I go to record something, and then shit no longer works. Wow, I said a lot, and none of it got recorded. So, I was gonna write a whole blog about this, where I go sort of in depth and really explain my thought process, and I decided not to simply because I don't have the expertise, the knowledge, the wisdom, is that the right word? I don't know. I haven't been homeless, all right, and I don't have that under my belt as something that I can share with you, right? My understanding of what it means to be homeless, at least in the United States where I live. And the issue is that how in-depth can I really get when I haven't been homeless myself? So I decided I would freestyle off the cuff talking about homelessness from a different point of view. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm an expert and say, oh, I know this and I know that about the government and what it was meant to do, the intentions of the government and what they do now. I don't know, fuck all that. Here's what I can talk about. I can talk about why the government should exist, at least from my point of view. So first things first, the philosophy of the government. So I give the government money and they produce things that I want. So I'm a person who wants something from the government, right? Because we are the government. The people, the government's by the people, for the people. So if we want something, it is the government's responsibility to use the funding that we've given it to get that thing done. So for example, if I want a road built, I don't go build the fucking road myself because that would take forever. That would take the rest of my life. So I don't do that. I use the government money, right? The government's taking my money and they're going to use that to fund the project to build the road. And the same thing goes with public spaces, right? If we have all this land that is quote unquote ours, we have all this land and we want to make use of it. First thing, we would want to be on it. We would want it for relaxation, whatever, right? Maybe I want an open space where I can kick my feet up and enjoy the outdoors, because what good is having land if we can't actually use it? So I told the government, hey, we want parks. We want places to hang out. I want to be able to kick my feet up and enjoy the things that I have paid for. And the government should respond with yes, master, or something that's maybe less sexual in nature. They say, yes, of course, we will give you a park. And this is for the civilians, the citizens, the other words that start with C. I can't think of it, the crocodiles, right? And they give that to us. Now here's the thing, all right? When you do something like if I have a bench and you smack a pillar down the middle so no one can lay on it because the homeless are hanging out there. We don't want them to hang out there. Well, here's the dealio, Julio. Maybe I wanted to lay on that fucking bench. You know what I mean? Maybe I wanted to kick my feet up on the bench in the park that I paid for. And the thing is when you go anti-homeless, you are also going anti-person. When you go anti-person, you are going anti-tax-paying. You get the fucking idea, all right? The issue with anti-homelessness measures is that they make it impossible for other people to use those services. If you've got a bench and someone wants to kick their feet up on the bench because they pay their taxes and they deserve to, then making it wavy or put spikes on it or put shit in the middle so they can't lay down on it, that defeats the whole purpose of a bench. So what is a bench but a place to kick back and enjoy whatever is around the bench? If I see someone kicking back on the bench, I don't know if they're homeless or not. They could be dirty, they could be smelly, they could be tattered. It doesn't mean that they're necessarily homeless. And the thing is when I see someone on the bench who is visibly downtrodden or not, it doesn't matter. They're using the bench. They're a civilian, all right? Now, some people may say, oh, well, Homeless people don't pay the taxes, therefore they didn't fund the bench, therefore they get to get kicked off the bench. Honestly, for the sake of this argument, I don't care. I paid for the bench. That is what's important. I paid for the bench. I would like to lay on the bench. And the issue is when you start deciding who gets to use the benches and who doesn't, then you put in measures to prevent anyone from laying on it. Now you've completely negated the whole point. Is even if someone wanted to sleep on the bench overnight, again, homeless or not, what's the big deal? It's a bench. It's made to kick back on. You know what I mean? If you don't want people taking a nap at the park, then don't have the park. And if you're not going to have the park, then when the people say they want a public meeting area, you don't give them anything, then you haven't done your job. I want to use the bench. I paid for the bench. Let me have the bench.